Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video, which is going to be my honest, no bullshit opinion of the Oculus Rift. It can be a little review, if you want to call it a review, but it's just my thoughts on what I've seen and what I've found using it. So the video we have on screen is a T-Rex coming towards us. This is the first video that I saw with the Oculus Rift. When you first install it, it gives you a few different test videos to look at, and this was the first one I saw. And this video in 2D does not do it any justice. When it's in 3D, it is a hell of a lot scarier and a hell of a lot more real. So I just wanted to share that with you because that's what I saw on the first time. And what I want to do in this video is I want to go over a few options that the Oculus Rift does, what it works well at, what it doesn't work too well at, and answer some of the questions that you guys have asked me along the way. So here we are in Ferrari LaFerrari. We're on the Transfagaran or Gashan Highway mod for Assetto Corsa. So it's going to do a little bit of drive around and I'll commentate over it as we go along. But for me personally, where the Oculus Rift sings volumes is sim racing. It just seems to fit really naturally with sim racing and work really well. So the games that I've tested out so far with the Oculus Rift are Assetto Corsa and Project Cars. Dirt Rally is getting the update Monday in 2 days time, so I'm very excited to try that as well. I've seen Vaj or Vajji TV play it on Twitch. It looks really cool, so I'm excited to try that. But for me, for sim racing, it just feels really natural. For all the videos that you will see on YouTube for Oculus Rift or HTC Vive footage, absolutely none of them do any justice, because what they don't show you is the feeling of depth that everything has. So being able to look around the cockpit and actually feel like stuff is a certain distance away from you, you don't get that in a 2D video, and that's what blew me away initially with the Oculus Rift. When I first put it on, it was just like, wow, it actually feels like I'm in the game, and that is the huge big bonus point for me. It just adds that extra level of immersion to whatever it is you're playing. Do I get travel sick? Do I get motion sickness? Now it all depends on what type of game we play. Sim racing games, I'm usually okay. I did used to suffer with travel sickness when I was a kid, and now if I read while I'm in the car, obviously not driving, I do get travel sick as well. So I'm probably about the norm as most people. But for me, sim racing games, I don't get travel sickness often. So that is a godsend. If I got travel sick, it'd be an absolute nightmare. Now if I play other games such as Roller Coaster Simulator, that makes me travel sick really fast, and makes me lightheaded, and also makes me feel quite sick. To the point where I've got it. I've tried 2 roller coasters out, and that was it. That was me done for it. I can't do it for any prolonged period of time. It is really cool to get that feeling of being on a roller coaster, but yeah, it just messes with my head, and my stomach wants to turn itself inside out. So travel sickness, it's not a problem. Depending on what type of games you play. If you're moving about in like an open world type of first-person shooter, then there's a probably good chance you're going to get a little bit of motion sickness, because it's weird because you're moving in a different direction than you're looking, whereas with sim racing you're kind of looking in the direction where you're going, and if I look to the right for a prolonged period of time when I'm driving and turn left or right, then that's what makes me feel travel sick as well. So that's the kind of difference. Now with the headset itself, it is really light. You're aware that you've got it on, but it doesn't pull down on your head, and it doesn't make you feel like you've got any extra weight on your head that makes it uncomfortable. It does make me sweat a little bit. It does get a little bit hot in there. And also, when you're looking through the lenses, you can actually see, there is a small black border that goes all the way around the outside, but the level of immersion you get from being in the game, you quickly forget that that's there, or you stop noticing that that's there. So for me, it isn't even an issue. It's a total non-issue that you've got that little black bit of border, because as soon as you're in the game and you're playing it, you're totally immersed in whatever game it is, and you forget all about it. Glasses. Now I haven't tried wearing glasses with the Oculus Rift on. The amount of space you've got in there isn't great, so if you've got a huge whacking pair of glasses, you will probably struggle to get them on. If you've got a thin frame pair, then you will probably be okay. It shouldn't be a problem with it. They've made a certain amount of space for glasses wearers to be able to wear them as well. So that should be okay. So VR isn't all about sim racing, so this is one of the games you get, and this is kind of like a space shooter where we're in a battle pod and with gun turrets and stuff. We have to shoot incoming ships and stuff like that. I just wanted to show you a little bit different because there's a lot more to VR than just sim racing. Now this is controlled purely by my head, so that reticle is wherever I look is where the target goes, and I kind of like that because this, you would imagine this would make me quite travel sick with the amount of flashing lights and movement in it, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all, because I'm pretty much stationary and I'm just looking around. That's all I'm doing. So that works really, really well. I'm trying to think back to some of the other questions I got. Now, a lot of the questions I got was about motion sickness and how comfortable it is. Another thing is, it is consumer version 1 that I've got. So it's got the highest resolution of the lenses that it's had to date. But it's, don't put it on and think you'll get 1080p footage. If you've got a monitor at home and you get crystal clear footage, you won't get that with the lens, purely because the resolution isn't the same in the Oculus Rift as it is on your monitor. Saying that, it's not bad at all. It's not a bad. I think it could get better in the future, and future improvements will obviously build upon that and make it even better. But at the moment, it's not as clear as your monitor, but it's not crap. Put it that way. It's not crap by any coast of the means. Now this is Eve Valkyrie, which came with the game, or came with the Oculus Rift as well. This is one of the ones that have played for a long period of time. It does make me sick, and also the launch sequence makes me feel quite queasy as well when you're blasting down this tunnel, which you'll see in about 3 seconds. That little bit makes me really, really queasy. But this is another game where you're flying in a different direction to where you're looking and you're trying to turn and stuff, so it does unsettle my stomach a little bit. But for me, just to try and sum up the Oculus Rift, I know they are really, really expensive, but if you're into sim racing, then I would highly recommend it. The other option you've got is going for a triple monitor setup with Track IR. I've used Track IR, and this absolutely pisses all over Track IR. Track IR doesn't feel that natural, whereas this feels a lot more natural with the head movement. And also the cost for a triple monitor setup, potentially a graphics card to run it, and Oculus and Track IR is going to be about the same as an Oculus Rift. And I know if I had the choice between all the triple screens and Track IR or Oculus Rift, I would go with Oculus Rift every day of the week. It is purely that good. I personally can't go back now to racing on a monitor after using Oculus Rift. It just feels so different and so worse. Oculus Rift adds that amount of extra immersion into the game. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask, guys, anything I haven't covered, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I will try and answer as many of them, and if anybody else who's watching this can answer any questions, feel free to as well. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it helpful.